Hi everybody, welcome back to 30 Days Until Done. We're working on our air poems. This is the last day of our air poems, I think. And so we're right at the end of the month. We're not the last day, but we're close. And today we're going to be doing the cigarette poem. And what do I mean by the cigarette poem? Well, cigarettes also are part of the ecosystem of the air, especially when you're around human beings. Now here's the thing, you can write a complaint poem, an irritated poem, and that'll probably work out fine. You can also do happy memories of cigarettes. I'm always pleasant. It's kind of a pleasant experience for me to be near cigarettes because it reminds me of Dodger Stadium and of my youth, and the smell of cigarettes and ketchup. Always I like that because that's really nostalgic for me. What else? Some of my best friends have smoked. I've never really smoked myself. I've had a cigar, every once in a while, but I'm not really a smoker. It's never attracted me. But I always am envious of one thing about the cigarette smoker. It's that they get these 5-minute breaks where all they do is just sit there and smoke and they meditate. And that aspect of it is a tremendously healthy thing. It's something that we should all be allowed to do. We should all be allowed to take a cigarette break every hour or something, and just kind of sit there and look out into the distance. The only people who really get to do that is smokers. I've heard that a lot of people come out of the military being smokers because they get cigarette breaks, but if they're not smoking cigarettes, they get ordered to go back and work, and so a lot of them will just start smoking so they can have that little break. They realize the value of that as well. And that'd be actually an interesting poem about that. I think if I were going to write this, though, I would write about my happy memories of people smoking in my parents' house. My parents didn't smoke when I was a kid. They smoked before I was born, but they didn't smoke when I was a kid. And but they still had ashtrays, just because it was polite to have ashtrays everywhere. And company would come over, and it was always fun to kind of sit in the next room over and listen to their conversation, listen to people being adults, and they'd smoke, and they'd have cocktails or just water or whatever. And it was interesting to be a part of that. Okay, in fact, I have a very strong memory of watching Frost's interview of Nixon, and my parents and their friends watching it too, smoking and having cocktails and talking about it. I must have been, like tiny, but it was interesting to me. What was going on TV didn't matter to me. I wasn't interested in that. It was just the destruction of my civilization. But what my parents were talking about, that was interesting. Okay, so when you're done with that, post down below, and I'll see you tomorrow in 30 Days Until Then.